if we want to stay in Canada and if we want to kind of fulfill our dreams, we need to take the risk.
If every morning you will think about positive things, your day will be very positive.
Yeah, it's not easy to always stay positive. You know, it's like, are you crazy or what? You can't be always positive. If you're able to present yourself, to present your knowledge, to present your product correctly, then you have a chance of being successful in your adventure.
Hi everyone, Levon is here, and today our next Built in Canada podcast. And today I'm proud to introduce my friend and my guest, and I believe you are going to hear a lot of good things. And if you will need some kind of advice, you can feel free to connect with him anytime. Taron, thank you very much for coming.
Thanks for having me, Levon.
Taron, we met first time 15 years ago approximately. You are one of the first persons that we met here. And it's not just the one person, it's one of the positive persons that we met here. And honestly, we couldn't even think back that time that today we are going to have 15 years after, we are going to have a show, podcast, Built in Canada. We are going to talk about your business, about your journey. But let's start a little bit back. What happened? Why did you decide to move to Canada? And talk about those times, like the feelings when you moved to Canada.
The decision to move to Canada was brewing for quite some years, and after meeting my wife, who also was like-minded in that regard, it was no-brainer that sooner or later we'll make that decision. And so here we were in 2008. We became newborn Canadians. Just a refreshment, in 2008 September, we actually arrived in August, and in September it was quite a heavy crisis, and it was not the best timing for a newcomer to be in Canada looking for a job, but the reality is whatever it is, and you don't choose the times, especially the future we can't choose. So anyway, arriving in Canada was a big story, and I was surprised, that one of the dates that you remember for your life, besides your birthday and your probably birthdays of your kids and the family, is of course the day you land in Canada.
Everyone remember
because
that day.
I think it's a turning point in many people's life. I think in any immigrant's life. The decision to go a little bit back in time, it was made because of the turbulent times back in Armenia, where you are also from, and you would probably recall the events that we went through, that the people of Armenia went through, and unfortunately that turbulence never stops, never goes to bed. But we have what we have, and we kind of wanted a little bit more safe haven, if you want to call it like that.
It's a good point. You mentioned you want to have a safe environment. Like, if it's possible, shortly, what you were doing back in Armenia?
Back in Armenia, I was I'm going to just take a step back and start from the years of my university, where I was just an MBA student. And it happened so one of my professors of total quality management was a friend of an owner of a diamond company in Armenia. And so during one of the dinners, a friendly discussion comes to the point where a diamond guy is asking for a bright, young, motivated student to fulfill the sales manager's position at the diamond company of Armenia. And long story short, I ended up sending my resume to the office, and was accepted as a sales manager. All of a sudden, out of blue. Yeah. Before that, I was just another passerby for a diamond industry.
And when you start to work in a diamond industry, you start to feel that this is yours.
When I started to work in diamond industry, it was just a matter of time. Not even, it's just a matter of few months to realize that without proper education, without some serious experience, you can't you can't fulfill your professional dreams in diamond industry. So it was a very easy decision for me to go to Gemological Institute of America as a diamond student and get my graduate diamonds degree in 2003, if I'm not mistaken. But the start of my career goes back to December 1999. So,
so you started in
quarter of a
diamond.
century.
Now, like, why I bring that up, because you moved to Canada with hope that that's a safe, different kind of environment, and there's a 2008 different kind of situation here. Definitely, it wasn't exactly the same thing that you were expecting.
Right.
It wasn't that easy that everyone is thinking, okay, I'll move to Canada, I'll move to other countries, it's going to be super easy. So which kind of challenges you had back that time that you remember? Maybe it's some kind of stories, funny stories. I believe like everyone has those kind of things.
Well, funny, I don't know how funny, but I just mentioned that when we landed in Canada, it was 2008. And the initial idea was, to look for a job, preferably in the diamond industry, to be employed and learn the market, to see what kind of opportunities there are, and to find your place in the market. And when you're confident enough, within 2, 3, or maybe several years to establish your own business. That was initial plan. But of course, life has its own plans for you. So when it was time for me to get into the diamond industry, people were not only not hiring, but also were letting people go because of the crisis. So after not such a long time, because you have to take care of the family, of course, and bills are not asking and not giving and are quite unforgiving. You have to somehow find some use for yourself. And so anyway, I got hired by a financial advisory company where there was no set salary. It was fully commission based, and it was quite a challenging experience for me, to be quite honest. But it made my skin a little thicker than it was before, and for that I'm thankful.
So it makes you stronger.
Right. So after some time, it was probably just several months, not even a full year, I realized if we want to stay in Canada and if we want to kind of fulfill our dreams, we need to take the risk. We need to take the risk anyway, whether the times are good or bad. It doesn't matter. Give it a try. Embrace the reality. Just jump in the ocean. Let's see what happens. So June 2010 was the day of June 23, 2010 was the day of establishment of PT Diamonds, formally establishing PT Diamonds as a company. And since then, I never looked back, to be quite honest, Levon. And one more thing, I think if I had the courage to do the same thing in August 2008, I would just right now say that, I didn't waste another 2 years. So in a way, you just embrace it, go for it, and let happen whatever happens.
I see. I remember I came to Canada in 2010 when we met. You were running one other business as well. Right. Cafeteria you were running too. So they maybe you were trying yourself. Even I remember other things as well. You've been in different aspects you were trying. And this is, I believe, it's a part of when you start to learn Canadian culture, what's there, like learning from different aspects. It's not that bad to try yourself in different places, even you have dream to do something. I remember we were talking about the diamond. They were like, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. I remember those days. So, but like it's good that you said you never regret when you did it. But what would you suggest if someone just came and they have some dream to do it? What they have to do it? Is it okay to try some other businesses themselves, then to do their dream, or just start? Like, what would you suggest them?
There is, Levon, there is no universal, playbook or guidance that, you should abide by, that you stick to. I'm afraid to it's kind of a thin ice we're stepping on, because, everybody has its own path, his or her own path and her own way of going through life, if you want to put it this way. But what I can say for don't don't be afraid. Just learn as much as possible before arriving to the country in terms of what kind of social environment there is, what kind of economical environment there is, any particulars about the business you are in. If you're a banker, learn about banks, what kind of opportunities, what kind of specifics are there, relating to that specific country, and how do you find yourself in it. The more you know, the more informed you are about about the country,
Yes,
about
yeah.
Toronto, about Canada, the better you will be in making your future decisions, the more qualified you will be. And looking back at myself, for example, it was a no-brainer back then to take a risk of buying some property. And
Right,
and I can relate us in the beginning of your coming to
Right.
Canada, and you were a young promising banker, and
Yeah.
look at you right now, making.
Yeah, I remember when you mentioned the banking. So, like, there's one quote. It's saying, if every morning you will think about positive things, your day will be very positive.
Right.
And remember back those days, we were going every morning, sitting together, and we were positive, having coffee together. It's kind of without scheduling, but it was a meeting. Every morning we were starting our days with just coffee. I was going to bank, and I was starting the bank, and so we never know where I end up. But I know that very positive and the morning very positive person, that it's helping you as well. I believe that's being positive every time and in everything.
Right. Yeah, it's not easy to always stay positive. It's like, are you crazy or what? You can't be always positive. It's
You have to smoke something.
life has its own corrections to your mood, and with age and with different stages of your life, you go through different transitional stages. Let's put it this way. But being positive, I believe in the idea that like attracts like, and whatever energy you give, the energy is the kind of energy you will receive back. And by trying it, it always helps. And you know what? Smiling is a better idea than sitting grim and pushing away people from you. It's just a common sense. There's no special secret in it. But with the correct energy, sometimes the miracle comes. With the correct energy, you make right connections with people. People are set up correctly towards your personality. They will make a better impression about yourself, and and God knows, you get your next reference because of that, and that becomes a serious deal.
Yeah, I want to talk about it. So there is one thing that you started the business, like you push yourself, so you find that, okay, I'm starting my business.
Yes.
And another thing, what in Toronto is very competitive. Every business is super competitive. When I remember I was on real estate, we were like, oh, there are 70,000 real estate agents. But like, show me something that there are not so many competitors. Like, it's just real estate is visible. Maybe that's why everyone's saying, but if you want to become financial service representative, if you want to become in every aspect, there is a high competitive, and that's creating the product quality as well. So which kind of challenges you start to meet when you started already business, and like, okay, the first year you're saying, what's the challenge that maybe something you remember?
It's been what now? At least 15 years that we have our PT Diamonds Inc., as we mentioned, and before that we were in Armenia. We were doing the same kind of business, and the challenge is universal level. Whether be it in Armenia, be it in Italy, name it, Belgium, Canada. Challenge with the competition is sales ability. I like to call it in one word, it's sales ability. If you're able to present yourself, to present your knowledge, to present your product correctly, so that the audience, so that whoever you're presenting it to takes it positively, gets involved and finds an interest for him or her, then you have a chance of being successful in your adventure. So once again, you have to be first of all, a confident professional, know what you're doing, and that, believe me, that radiates, that shows. You don't have to really say, you know what, I'm a top professional, here's my diploma, here's my so many years of experience. It shows. You don't have to really talk about it.
Yeah.
When you start explaining something, in a very primitive, in a very, plain terms, people, subconsciously get the right reaction. That's my impression. Maybe I'm wrong, but
no, you're absolutely right, and it's interesting.
based on my experience, that's what I see.
It reminds me something when I was starting the real estate business.
Right.
And I went to the owner of the brokerage and I said, like, what's your first 2-3 steps that you want to start in a business? So like, I want to buy a computer setup. And I said, look, there are like 70,000, back that time 60,000 agents. Everyone has a computer, but not everyone is successful. So don't focus on computer, focus on building the business and learning and talking to people. And the serviceability, that's remind me that story in the back that time. It's very, very important part.
Yeah, and let me tell you something. I knew you were going to be successful knowing what the kind of personality you are, Levon. Take it as a compliment or don't take it as a compliment, but that's what I actually think.
Okay, maybe one time we will do something opposite. You will be guest and
All right.
will interview me. Because I built in Canada too.
Absolutely. I can start asking my own questions if you want.
No, let's continue. I like it's a part that I know so many things about you and about your business, family, about your beautiful family, so many things. So asking questions, it sounds like, you know already, but it's very important to share this kind of answers with others as well.
Right.
So you build a business, and I know that your business is connected with other countries as well. It's not just only now focus on Canada or Toronto local, but you are connected. You made it as a big business and connected to internationally as well. So you took even out from Canada. So what that power came to you, like you didn't stop there. So you had a dream to have a diamond business. So you got it, but now you took it to the next level. So what that push you to take the business to the next level?
I will connect this answer to the previous one you asked me about competition, because I feel like there is a couple of sentences we can add to that. You have to have some competitive advantage, some edge, something that makes you outstanding. Let's put it this way. And you mentioned our international connections. The background of where I'm coming from is Armenia, of course, but quite a big chunk of time we spent in Belgium, in Antwerp. And as you, I'm sure, are aware, Antwerp is the capital of diamond trade. Used to be, at least until recently, where things drastically started to change. We were lucky enough to meet some very important players in diamond industry in terms of making them our suppliers back, down the road when we opened established our own business in Canada. And that connections actually are servicing us as a strength, as a something that we can try to beat competition with. By fulfilling the most discerning orders, the most demanding orders by our clients. Nice. So when the client comes to us and says, use the best materials you can to build something special, is when we really get involved in. We really are turning on our capacities as the diamond suppliers and of course the team of professionals that we have around us.
Okay, so my next question, because you are a person who is not just dream, but you have a clear goals as well. Where do you see business in the next 5-10 years? Where you want to take your business in the future? And again, this is coming like inspiring others as well, not to step whatever you go. You have to always get and it's not just the dreaming, but taking actions as well. And I believe you have your clear goal.
Yes, but this is really funny, Levon. But in terms of being very very hard to foresee the future today. Look at what's happening around us. Look at what COVID did to the world. Did you plan that one day you're going to be sitting at home and trying to do whatever you're doing on an everyday basis and not going downtown or wherever you're going to work, to office? But the reality is this, and you build your dreams. You want to move yourself somewhere. With my partner Agatha, who you know very well, we used to sit and have reflections on our situation, on our business, on our life, and talk to each other and share our plans. Where do we see ourselves in the future? I must tell you, these plans are being very much corrected by the reality. For example, right now in the diamond industry, I'm sure you're also aware, the synthetic diamond story is doing a very big wave, and it was our decision with my partner not to, heavily get involved in synthetic diamonds, to keep our, classical diamond dealer, natural diamond dealer position. I don't know whether it was a correct decision or not, but I am still, after these 2-3 years of really tough times for natural diamond dealers, I am confident and positive that this wave will go away in terms of natural diamonds will regain their position in the market, and things will get back, shall I say, to normal. But knowing that synthetic diamonds are not disappearing from the market, they will stay there, but the niche will be taken correctly by synthetics. It's now doing a little bit bigger of a wave than it should, in my eyes. But that's enough for specifics, because
I don't want less specific, but it's every business is getting changed, and I believe that
specifics. Going back to the plans, you cannot foresee what's coming at you. You cannot foresee what's coming at the world, and looking at this global picture also. We should be aware that every industry is being affected by that. But what I am really hoping is to be able to stay in the industry in the way that I am seeing myself, to keep doing what I'm doing in terms of servicing top of the line merchandise to our established clientele, doing our best to build new businesses, because there is, with time, I see there is plenty of uncaptured opportunity for PT Diamonds, and that fascinates me.
Okay, thank you. So the last question is not the last, it's kind of moving out from the little bit the business. I know that you are also teaching, or you used to teach, or you are still teaching.
Yes, I am.
In the colleges.
Yes.
So how that came? Like, you like, okay, this is a business going, but now you decide to share your knowledge with Canadian students. That's like taking to the totally to the different direction and different level.
Teaching is a little bit strong of a word. In my case, I'm doing this lunch and learn sessions at George Brown College on a once or twice a year basis, where jewelry and gemology faculty students can attend, and get the chance to get some in-depth knowledge about diamonds, and I help them navigate through the process of buying uncertified diamonds. Uncertified diamonds usually are small diamonds which don't come with the certification, and this is where your own personal knowledge comes into the game, because you don't know what you're dealing with unless you have the knowledge. The supplier will put a parcel of diamonds in front of you, and you as a young starting jeweler have a project to fulfill, and that requires certain amount of small diamonds, and you need to make a qualified decision. And I help them get that enough knowledge to at least as on a basic level to be aware and not make primitive mistakes.
And it's called lunch and learn.
Lunch and learn, yes. Actually, they do have lunch while they listen to me. In the beginning, it was
you were not expecting from the back on whatever culture we had.
Yes,
it's another cultural shock here.
You know what? Cultural shocks are a good thing. I think you need to be open. As we many times spoke, you need to be open, and you need to not to lose that ability in yourself to transform yourself. And it's very important, I think, in any person's life, no matter the age, no matter the situation. You need just to give it a chance for yourself to transform, because there is probably a better version of yourself. Always there is something that you can change in yourself, small or big, and if you close that doors, I think it's takes out the adventure, takes out the taste out of the future. You better stay open. So while I was open, I got this opportunity to go to the George Brown College, and let me tell you something. It's quite something to stand before 70, 100 people and give a talk. I'm sure you're aware of that because I know you're doing the similar talks at banks, if I'm not mistaken.
Banks. I'm working with mortgage agents, how to build a relationship with real estate agents.
Yeah, and that's something that you will recall and know that it requires some extra features in yourself. Let me put it this way: you need to find courage, probably, to look in people's eyes and say whatever you have to say to them, and then face the questions, and very different kinds of questions. Better be ready to answer at least to the chunk of those questions.
Yeah, sometimes it's pushing us to go and learn more as well when those questions.
Absolutely.
If you will have a chance to do lunch and learn from someone, so now you are in the position that having lunch with someone and learning from someone, who will be that person?
Oh, there is, thanks to this global turmoil, I started to listening to the variety of political analysts to try to figure out what's happening in the world. And in that process, I came across with quite a few big thinkers and I think very big intellectuals that I would really love to, if I had the chance to have a more personal connection. But the names would not tell you much, but Jon Stewart, I would say, would be one of the people that I would like to take this opportunity to say next to.
Maybe we'll send a link to him.
Really. Well, I doubt he will pay attention, but Jon Stewart, being a comedian, let's say comedian, but it's to me one of the most aware personalities on American show business industry, that really gives a really actual insight to what's happening in the world, and the way the values that he sticks to are very much in line with the ones that I'm trying to abide by. Well, here you go, Jon Stewart.
Yeah, no, thank you. Taron, we can have this conversation many times, and I hope that we will do another time as well. We will continue. We will take to the next level as well. I'm always enjoying the time that we are talking together, and we are I learned so many things from you personally, from the starting Morning Positive and everything, and we are good friends. Again, thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for sharing, and I hope that all this information will help someone who is right now watching us, and they will take their advantage. And I believe having the mentor now is very important. You can connect. It's not official mentor or something, but you can connect with every of our guests. First of all, subscribe to our YouTube channel, share this information, this link with people who needs really this inspiring part of their life, and you can always connect to us, even coffee on us. We can help you really to take to the next level. There is so many opportunities in Canada, and we believe that you can be our next guest in Built in Canada. Thank you very much, Taron.
Thank you, Levon. Thanks for having me. Thank you.